Hi, this is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle, and today we're going to look at a box that just arrived in my mail, and what a nice surprise it was to receive this. As a backstory, I do one or two fishing flea markets a year, one of them in Long Island and the other one of them in New Jersey. And recently in Long Island I was approached by an individual who said he had a bunch of broken reels that, well, he just didn't have the heart to throw out, but if I could use them either as parts or repair them, he would be happy to send them to me. And quite honestly, I forgot a little bit about the conversation. This was a flea market that had occurred in November. We're now in January, and all of a sudden this box arrived at my doorstep. Well, I can't thank him enough for sending these along. I wanted to share them with you, and we'll talk a little bit about maybe what's going on with them, and well, if we can fix them. And basically his note reads that I met you at the fishing flea market, appreciate your channel, thank you for answering the questions. These reels are broken, perhaps you can use them for parts or repair or whatever you want. Well, let's go see what arrived in my box. Let's see what we can do with some of these, and hopefully we'll give these reels a second chance. If not, well, maybe they can give somebody else's reel a second chance. We're just going to have to find out about that. First of all, I was surprised with the variety of them. I have some fresh water, I have some salt water, I have some round-based casters, a little bit of everything in here. So let's start with some of the obvious ones. This is a Penn. This is the Penn 650. It's all tangled up here. I am pretty certain, if that's the only issue here with the button, that this reel can go back fishing real soon. He actually included the button, and this can actually be epoxied in if you want to do that. You can also find the modern Penn button will fit most of these. There are a couple you cannot buy the replacement button on. That would be the 4200 and the 4300, the ones that have the push button down for the spool removal. But these, they haven't changed the threads on the axle shafts. This one fits on there. Maybe it's just a matter of doing some epoxy. Let's see if the reel turns. Well, the reel turns. So if that's the only issue with this one, wow, got a lot to do there. We're going to try and figure out if this has got a backstop to it. Oh, well, that's one of the issues here, I think. We have what appears to be a either a frozen handle or a broken anti-reverse or something. You can see I'm holding tension on there, and this is going back and forth both ways. So there's an issue with the main gear on that one, we're going to assume, and well, we'll take it apart and see. I always like to do why do reels fail if nothing else. Oh, we got a second Penn right behind that. This is the 4400 SS. This is personally one of my favorites. When I go for most of the fishing here in the New Jersey Bayshore area, I use the 4400 or the 4500. They're shoemaker's children. They don't look good, but boy can they fish, and that's kind of what I use them for. All right, well, this one's kind of stuck. There's no oscillation. You can see that as I turn this, there's no movement whatsoever in the spool. So one or two things is happening here. I'm noticing it's getting stuck. At a certain point, it gets stuck. So there's one of two things going on. Either we have a shattered crosswind block, and I just did one of those on the Penn 720, the small one. But it could be that the block is shattered. If it is, there should be a replacement block for that. The other issue may be that it's not on the stud. So maybe somebody had the reel apart, put it back together, did not align the slot in the crosswind block with the stud that's on the main gear. And if that happens, that's exactly what's going to happen. You're going to get to a point in your cycle right here where the stud is going to bang against that crosswind block, and it's going to be seized. So that one looks like it may be a pretty good project. Here's one that's, this is the graphite lever drag Penn. This is a big one. I think it might be the 4500. Seems to turn okay. I'm feeling a little bit of gear noise in there. That's okay. Well, there's the issue here, is that the lever does not advance to put the pressure on it. That is usually a matter of the free spool adjuster not aligning properly. You're going to find a couple of pyramids under there and a corresponding insets or valleys, if you will, pyramids and valleys. They have to be aligned over here in the free spool position in order for this to operate properly. If they're out of sync, if they're like set up the way they should be for the full drag, well, then what's going to happen is exactly this. You're not going to be able to move it forward because it would normally be over here somewhere. You're not going to be able to move it backwards because, well, you're stopped here on this side. So we'll do this one as a video, but I think for the most part that one can be restored. All right, we have a Calcutta. This one looks like it's got a few pieces missing. It's missing the cap, and it's missing the line drive gearing. This one's probably a parts reel. This is probably a Calcutta 400, but it might be something else. This one's been well used. You can see that it's missing its badging and the like. Oh, and here's another Calcutta. This one's the smaller frame Calcutta. This is actually, I have one like this that I go fishing with, and I like the smaller frames on these. To me, the smaller frame Calcuttas are very much like the Abus. And this one, well, you can see, like all of those reels, they've had a lot of use. We have a lot going on here in terms of dirt and grease and grime. Our ball bearing in the back seems to be working. The gearing on the level wind is okay, and that seems to be working. My guess is I can probably either use the pieces and parts from the other one that was here to fill in the blanks, or maybe, well, this one's turning too, so I find that a little bit unusual. I'm not sure what the issue is with this, but this will make a good why do reels fail and can we repair them video as well. So I'm just going to set that one aside. And we got two more in here for our viewing pleasure. These are both the lighter weight Shakespeare Royal Maroon reels. This one's missing the bail wire, but seems, well, seems to be working okay otherwise. This is the 2052. This one has a minor chip on the reel seat, but that's not going to be an issue. Well, other than squeaky, this one seems to work. So thank you so much for sending these pieces and parts in. We have a handle for one of the Penn reels, and we got some a drag set here for the 150, 160, 109 and more. So sometimes I guess I just get blessed with folks that don't know what to do with the reels, and they decide to send them in to me. I always appreciate that. I do like to give reels a second chance. That's the whole idea behind the channel here. A lot of these will become donations to either a fishing club, or maybe I'll find some individuals that are worthy of them and pass those along. And we will certainly try to do a couple of videos so that we all learn why these reels failed, how they wound up in a box that said they're broken and should just be parts reels. We will learn which ones can be restored, and if we can't restore them, we'll understand why we can't restore them. And again, just a special shout out. Thank you so much for sending these in. They are appreciated, and I can guarantee you these will get a good home at some point and help others with their reels if they can't be restored. So, to all of our first responders and essential personnel, thank you for all it is that you do to keep us safe. To everybody, please stay safe, stay well, and stay watching. This is Dennis with Second Chance Tackle. Have a great day.